Okay, now this one is actually kind of awkward because somehow I found a clip of the Invaders Zim Christmas special, but I couldn't find clips, isolated clips for the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy Saves Christmas or the Futurama Christmas specials because Futurama I think is under heavy copyright shiz, so you really can't get clips. You can get songs with really low res pics, and the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy you get like full on scenes, and I'm like, I don't need scenes. I actually kind of wanted to get the promo for it so that I could put it up, but oh well. Now this one, the reason I didn't do a title thing for the opening for Invader Zim, even though it's a good one, don't get me wrong. The reason I didn't do it is because two things. One, it gives you a context of what the fuck is going on with Invader Zim, and especially in this Christmas special. And two, uh, this song, Bow Down to the Power of Santa, gives you, pretty much sets up what I'm about to tell you. Invader Zim, for those who do not know, which is insane, is a show about an alien, an inept alien trying to take over the world, and his various misadventures in trying to take over the world, but he's getting stopped by another human who's named Dib. Yes, and tries to stop him, and he's also very incompetent. They're both very incompetent at what they do, so it's like just watching Tom and Jerry pretty much bash each other over and over again, like, and different aliens coming back. It's just weird. Misadventures just happen. It's weird. It's really weird, and none so weird as this Christmas special, where the alien has figured out Christmas pretty much and takes Santa. He sees like Santa's next to those Salvation Army uh, bindles where they put in money, and he kidnaps a few Santas and analyzes them, making a Santa suit that allows him to take over the world temporarily by making everybody think he's Santa. And then the suit becomes sentient, and because of all the Santa data, it does think it's Santa, and it takes over the alien's body, and it becomes its own entity, and then the Dib, the human, goes and gets a giant mech robot and attacks the Santa suit, and the Santa suit becomes a giant Santa monster with candy cane claws and does battle. And you can see where this is going. While the other two were actually had Santa in some way, shape, or form, Invader Zim had no Santa. They never said if Santa was real or fake, but they came up with their own plot with Santa based around it. And dear crap, it is insanity. And this episode is amazing. It's hilarious. It's awesome. And very few people actually know about it because when the show initially came out, it was canceled before the Christmas special. And it was actually supposed to have a Christmas special, and there's a character in there called Minnie Moose who was supposed to be explained in later seasons, but they never got it because they got canceled. And the first time I ever saw the Christmas special was on the DVD of the season, and I was like, "Holy crap! I never knew this was here." And only now when they re-released Invader Zim on like I think Nicktoons did the Christmas special actually really surface. And also, pretty much it's a standalone Christmas special, and it's narrated by a robotic snowman who is telling this story of how Zim almost took over the world as Santa to a bunch of little midget children, which sounds weird, but trust me, when you see it, it's definitely what you need to hear, is midget children. And I'm not going to give it away, but something about that Santa suit is actually happening in the future. Okay. But, okay, enough of that. Let's get to number two.
I'm coming for you, Smiths! Here!
If you hadn't guessed by that clip, or the title, this is an American Dad Christmas special. They do great Christmas specials. The one before this one was actually like The Rapture, and it was like Road Warrior. And the reason I didn't include it is because this one includes Santa, and this one is my more favorite because it's pretty much the whole premise of American Dad is pretty much watching a Republican ish family, like the NRA, I hate tree hugging, like let's have guns, like guy try to live in a normal life, sorta, and with an alien and all this stuff. And this was hilarious because he shoots Santa. Stan Smith, the main character, the dad with the big chin, who looks like the wheelchair guy from Family Guy. He actually shoots down Santa, and Santa doesn't die. He comes back, and he declares war on the family, and they they have a shootout. Many elves and reindeer die in this battle, and it is amazing. The hilarity of this episode is just top notch. Every joke almost works immediately. The battle is intense and hilarious and bloody. It was the best Christmas special ever because I never thought of that. Like, they always do the, oh no, I knocked out Santa Claus right before Christmas, or oh no, I stole Santa's thingy and he's now out of commission for Christmas and I have to go help and save Christmas. This is the first time where somebody does something to Santa. And Santa not only comes back on his own, declares war on the bastards. And that is hilarious. I love that. That made me smile so much because this show had the balls to let Santa be a badass and just take everyone out, just leave no survivors, and try to kill the Smiths. And it actually becomes like at the end of the episode, it says like because Christmas Day comes, Santa has to leave, and Santa leaves a gift with a note saying, prepare for next year. And so I'm like, oh god, I can see this happening like every year as a tradition. And that's the Smith family tradition, fighting off Santa Claus every year. And I just thought that was brilliant and I loved it. But as much as I do love that American Dad, you can tell the plot is quite simple. Number one is a bit different.
Regular show.
Okay, what do I say that hasn't been said in that little preview? If you didn't think that preview was badass, this is why I wanted to go find the other previews. Is because Regular Show had this amazing preview for their Christmas specials, and they do their specials really well. Now, they did get rid of one of the characters in the Christmas specials because I'm pretty sure they wrote it for the characters that they had, and they introduced a new character at the end of this season that they probably weren't ready for. Like, they wrote the Christmas special beforehand, and then it was like, oh yeah, we have this extra character because of the plot we just wrote, and let's just write him out of the episode. But dear God, is this episode amazing. Santa gets shot in the first, gets gunned down in the first 5 minutes. There's Rudolph with a laser nose, which you saw. An evil elf using dark magic to make a present that gives everybody what they want, but they turn evil. Test and polar bear wrestling and explosions and gunfights and oh my god. Where all the other Christmas specials made their marks by coming up with something new and innovative and twisting the Christmas mythos into their own little thing, American Dad saying Santa getting revenge, or Invader Zim where Santa doesn't exist but some alien just became Santa and created a monster, or where it's like Grim Adventures of Billy Mandy where Santa Claus married a vampire and that's how he can live so long, or like Futurama where it's Robo Santa. This one kept with the normal Santa, but made him buff. Like, he's not fat. He's got abs. He's got abs. He's a fighter. He's a secret agent. Pretty much like a secret agent with Rudolph with a laser red nose. It's like pretty much like a 90s kid's dream of what Santa really would be. Because he's like to the extreme. With a throw-in of Lord of the Rings where they have to throw this present into a cauldron of fire. There's polar bear wrestling. I mean, and a pinball machine test. You couldn't get more crazy creative with this story. And that's what I love about it. The hilarity is top notch. The creativity is off the fucking roof. I didn't think I'd see this out of a kid's show. And this is the funniest thing because it's the most out there Christmas special I've ever heard involving Santa. And dear God, is it great. Because Santa is barely in it, but makes one of the biggest impressions. Santa knows magic and has guns and wears a bulletproof vest. And you have elves that use dark magic, that use magic. They actually establish, yeah, they use magic, and they use dark magic sometimes. And they're like scientists too. And I'm like, my God, this Christmas special is brilliant. I don't know who wouldn't want to see this Christmas special. It is amazing. And that's the thing. This Christmas special is quite literally amazing because of how freaking off the wall they go. They go as off the wall as the Invader Zim. They get as creative as the American Dad. They go as kind of adaptive as the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and just almost as funny. And of course the future, and it gets pretty logical as the Futurama episode. So pretty much the reason it's number one is because it takes all those elements I liked from all those other Christmas specials that I liked really like a lot. It just mashes them together into this amalgamation of amazing. And you're just like, oh, why couldn't I love this more? And these are like, none of these are really that shitty to me. Like, to me, these top fives are only top five because it's like, there's the margin. Like, one is on top of the other by like singy little margins. And each one I will be watching for this Christmas season because they're not that long. So, like, the American Dad is 30 minutes. The Invader Zim is 30 minutes. The regular show is 30 minutes. Like, only one is an hour, and that's the, that would be the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, because that was actually kind of a movie. And, like, the Futurama technically is an hour because you got multiple episodes. But other than that, these all I will be watching. And I love this because these are my Christmas things. So now you know a little bit more about me, Internet. Now I want to know a little bit more about you. What are your favorite Christmas specials? And why? I really want to know. So, until next time, y'all. Peace.